It's the Imperfect Gardener, and sorry about that. I am going to do a container tomato for my mother. She's getting a little bit older and she wants something on the patio, or I thought she would like something on the patio, so I'm making her one. I got this big barrel thing that I'm going to put it in, and it's got a little hole in the bottom for the water to go through if you got too much water. So one little hole, that's good, I think it'll do. Thought about trying to punch out some other holes down here so it would have more than one, but I tried it on a different bucket. I just tried poking a hole here with a thing, and it just totally cracked the whole bottom of this one. So I'm going to use this one for me, but after I cracked it, I decided I'm not going to try to put more holes in the other one. This hole will be sufficient for water to drain so that it's not overwatered. I want to have one of these for her to hold up the tomato, but you can see that this would be isn't going to be steady in there like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the bottom of this down so that it can sit right down in there, and then I think with all the dirt on it, it's going to still hold it in there just fine. So I'm going to take some of these little needle nose pliers and see if I can bend this and make it work. If I can't, I might cut some of the end off of it. But I thought keeping part of the end might actually help it a little bit. So I'm going to bend it here, try to flatten it down like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, hoping that it will help it actually a little more with stability, to go ahead and have these down at the bottom of the thing, of the planter. Sometimes it's nice to have a patio tomato. My mom, you know, she doesn't have a big garden anymore. She's older, and I take her tomatoes from my garden all the time, but I'd like her to have one out on the patio too. She can just go out and let grow and water like she does her flowers, and see, that's going to go down inside there like that. So I'm going to bend these up, then I'll decide whether I need to cut them off or not. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Bend it this way, and then bend this one down. It's just making a little flat bottom on it instead of these pokey things that poke downwards. Actually, that didn't go right, so I'm going to do it again. Bend it right here. And I actually have a tomato that I grew indoors from seed. And I got this variety that was called Container's Choice. And I thought, you know, maybe that will be really good container one for my mom. It says it's made for containers, so it seemed like it made sense. Now let me see if that's sticking up. Is that going to bother her at any point? It'll sit down in here. I think the dirt's going to hold it in place, and I don't really think it's going to matter that those are sticking up. They're a little pokey. I don't know. Maybe I'll take part of it off. I don't want her to poke herself when she's doing something with her dirt or anything. I think I'll snip part of them off because I don't want her to poke herself. Got to grab my snips to do that. My little wire snips. Forgot to bring those out. These are supposed to cut lots of stuff real easily, so we're going to see how they do. I'll cut just part of this off. Bingo, supposed to cut easily. We'll see. I don't know if it will or not. We're going to try. Oh, guy told me this would snip, but I ain't seeing it snipping. Yeah. Nope, lie. It's not going to cut this. You know, it's funny. I guess this is a heavier gauge than what he was looking at. I was thinking of chicken wire. I guess chicken wire isn't as heavy as this. So these will cut chicken wire, but they're not going to cut this. So never mind. I'm not going to cut it off. I can use my fun new tool. I think it'll be fine like that. I'll just tell her there's some down in there and to not let them poke her. I can make them go a little more this way. Actually, they could go out more and then come up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull them out more so they would hit the edge of the bucket and then go up. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, then they'd be down in there better. Just got to pull this one over a little more. Just a little bit. I'm going to make these all fit in here. Whee! Oh, look at me. I was doing so great using my little needle nose pliers. Now I'm just grabbing it with my hands. That's what happens when you get doing something. Yeah, who needs a tool, right? There, actually, that'll help hold it in there, perhaps. Even a little bit. Get it down in there. So I'll play with this. Get it set. There. I think it's going to work. Now we need dirt. So my plant is right here. It looks a little sad. When I brought these outside yesterday, day before yesterday, I don't know, all of a sudden these started getting this brown stuff on the leaves. I think they just got really stressed, but there's still leaves growing on the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and plant it. I'll pinch off one of the bottom ones, and then I'm going to see how it goes, and then before I take it to Mom's, I'll get the rest of this bad stuff trimmed off. Hopefully this will start growing like crazy. Then I can trim off the bad leaves, and hopefully it's just that they were stressed. That's what I think. I don't know how they could have gotten a disease or anything. They were indoors the whole time until I just brought them outside like one day ago. So I am going to get my dirt, throw it in here. Gosh, if you're in a hurry, I'm probably doing this too slow, aren't I? Get me some potting soil. I like this moisture control potting soil, Miracle Grow. It's pretty nice. Can you see it? Yeah, there it is. With my shadow over it, but there it is. It does a nice job. And I want something that's going to stay good for her, but she's not going to have to feed it a lot. This says it's got enough to grow a plant for 6 months. And then she doesn't have to worry about giving a lot of extra plant food or anything in here. So, brand new bag. I'm going to snip it open. And we're going to, I mean, it's already partly moist because of just, you know, sometimes it just gets moist when it's sitting there waiting to get bought. Yep, it's still already pretty moist. So I'm going to dump some in here right on top of the tomato cage. And here we go. There we go. It's not really heavy. I'm picking it up, but it's a little awkward. There we go. There we get some dirt in here. It takes quite a bit of dirt for this big of a container. But I just feel like, you know, I want her to have something nice. For a tomato, I think it's better if you have a bigger container. It's wide around instead of deep. Tomatoes don't really care about going that deep. They'd rather have wide, they'd rather grow wide than deep. Okay? So that's just what tomatoes do. I'm going to break this up a little and get it in there. Oh no, it's a dirty toe. Yeah, I'm barefoot right now. It's been so hot out. I need to be barefoot because it's too hot. Now there, we'll just break that up a little. There you go. Now, I know that by putting this wire thing down here, it's not very tall. I realize that. But I think it's going to give enough support to get it started. And then if she needs to add something a little higher, she could do that. But this is at least going to be nice and sturdy. I'm going to think about, you know, I always change my mind while I'm doing stuff. There, I'm bringing it up a little bit higher. I like that. I just lifted it a little. Get us a little more height. And then if she needs more, she can throw a stake in here or something, some sticks to help hold up her tomato plant. And then we're going to get it wet. We're going to pop my little plant right here in the middle. And it's going to be a happy, happy plant. So, we grab us a hose. It is so hot out right now. I'm loving it. We had such a cold, cold winter that I am thrilled to have some heat here. Oops, there must be a crink in my hose. Well, anyway, I got a little bit of water in there to start with, and I will get more in a minute. Again, these pots are made that you can plant this whole thing right in the ground and just leave it on here. But God, I don't know why I don't want to do it. It bothers me. I'm like, that just seems weird to me. And I can just peel it off here anyway. Why do I need to do that? I'll just take it off. I'm not going to prune any of these off right now. This plant, it's not very tall as it is, so I don't see the need to take any of the leaves off right now. It's got good roots. It's looking nice. That way, it's just the leaves that are pretty stressed. So I'm going to pop it in there, put this around here. Then I'm going to go unravel my hose. It must be twisted somewhere. And water this really well. And I'm going to give it a couple of days. See if those stressed leaves, if I can grow some new leaf growth growing here, especially with all this new nutrients it's getting in this nutrient-rich Miracle Grow type soil. Then I can take off these leaves that are bad. Once I see a few more of these growing, I'll take these bad ones off. And I think she'll be good. And then I can take that over to my mama. And she'll have a little container on her deck with a tomato in it. And I'm going to make one of my own, too, to keep on my deck, just because I want to learn how to do some container gardening. You never know when you might move somewhere where you can't have a huge garden. And I'd like to try it out and see how it works on my deck, just to give me a little extra space and just have a few fun plants up here on the deck. So that's it for making a little potted plant. Have fun gardening.